did you pack up a few pounds over the holidays? I raise my hand and say, yes, I did. And you are not alone. But as anybody who has battled their weight can tell you, don't wait to take care of the weight. Nip it in the bud, or in the butt, as my case may be. Dr. Emil Faith joins us this morning with some tips on how to lose weight naturally.
Well, I got to tell you, this is the time of year, this is the #1 New Year's resolution to get the weight off, exercise, get the pounds off.
You're telling me.
It's not as easy as it seems. And actually, you can exercise 24/7.
Right.
You can eat like a bird and starve yourself, but nothing's going to change, particularly for the women, unless you balance your hormones.
Oh.
Your hormones. Most women out there have their hormones out of balance when your progesterone levels are low, and that's the case in many cases.
Yes.
And estrogen levels are out of balance as well.
Okay.
The weight won't come off and stay off until those are balanced.
See, now I would never equate the two together. I would think of it in such a different way.
So what happens when your progesterone levels are low, your thyroid isn't working, it's all about your metabolism. So we got to balance your progesterone levels, your hormones, and your thyroid, and then you can see your metabolism kick up. You can begin to melt the pounds away. It's much more easy to do that.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm looking for easy solutions at all times.
Well, here's another one. A lot of women are running around with low iodine levels.
Right.
Iodine is one of our elements in our body.
Sure.
And for genetic reasons or environmental reasons, we find that sometimes iodine levels are low. And when they're low, our metabolism is low.
So how do we raise that?
By supplementing with iodine. We'll talk about that at the end if we have time. I brought some iodine to show.
Okay, good.
But don't do that on your own. Supplementing with iodine is very important to be guided because you can overdo it.
Okay.
But when you have low iodine, low thyroid, low metabolism, so get your iodine levels checked. Yeah, it's about balance.
Well, you can see all of our lifestyle tips. Let's talk a little bit about that because lifestyle is huge.
Right.
I mean, hormones #1, which a lot of people, like I said, wouldn't even think about.
Now you know. Get your hormones checked. We do it at the office holistically, or get them done wherever you get them done.
Okay.
Avoid those fad diets. You know, I'm not into this big deprivation and discipline. You can do all of that, and you can spend a lot of money, but it's not about that.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, my sister and her fiance are doing one diet. I think it's called the Slam diet. My mom and my dad want to do the 17-day diet. I mean, everybody's got a new diet,
well,
so tell me about this.
Here's the thing. You know, those are temporary fixes. Again, until you balance the metabolism, none of those are going to work. Plus, I'm not into deprivation because I find that...
Me neither. I don't like to
the people who deprive themselves and don't get enough food and aren't happy, those are the ones that have more weight problems. So it's about getting those emotions balanced too. So don't deprive. Eat the right things.
Okay.
Choose smart foods like lean beef and chicken and turkey, so the protein is important.
So those are your nutrition tips, basically.
Absolutely, some of that. And just eat smart. Don't eat fast foods, greasy foods. Eat lots of pineapple.
I did that last night.
Did you like it?
Yes, I made chicken and with some peppers, and I thought, you know, instead of having some kind of a dessert or chips, I'm going to have pineapple, and I did.
How was it?
It was delicious.
You feel good after that?
Yeah, I love pineapple.
Pineapple, great for stimulating the metabolism. Drinking lots of water, too.
Right.
Drink water. That helps curb appetite. So a big glass of 16 ounces or 32 ounces of water before each meal helps boost metabolism and keep the hunger pangs in check.
And I wanted to reiterate what you had said last time as well, which is that after you eat, you said about an hour after you eat is a good time to drink water for digestion, correct?
Right. You don't want to drink during the meal necessarily. Save the bulk of that for at least an hour after you eat.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Any other good nutrition tips?
Well, just eat smart, and again, no food guilt. This is a big deal. Women,
Jewish Italian family,
Jewish Italian, I can relate to that. Trust me. But I got to tell you that there's so much food guilt. Here's the situation: if you love a Snickers bar and you don't feel guilty after eating it, your body knows what to do with it. On the other hand, if you eat alfalfa sprouts and beans and you're feeling guilty about that, guess what? It affects your metabolism and your mood negatively. So no food guilt. Eat, enjoy what you eat, whatever it is, and move on, please.
And I think that kind of works in line with what you said before, which is about your emotions. And if you're guilty, that affects your emotions, that affects your digestion, and eventually, I guess, affects your weight.
Exactly. In fact, it's a very interesting mechanism. It works like this. A lot of people have had, you know, physical or emotional trauma of some sort early in their lives.
Sure.
Minor, major, whatever it may be. We have all had some.
Of course, yeah.
When you hang on to that, the body has a very unique way of protecting itself. And what it does, if you don't release that emotional hurt, it's subconscious now because you're not always thinking about it, but if you don't release that, the body will pat itself in an effort to protect itself.
You're kidding.
From further hurt. It's real. It works. I see these patients in my office all the time. So please, whatever you do, get yourself an emotional release session. We do them at the office.
Okay.
Get this stuff out, because what you hold on to, I've said it before and I'll say it again,
Okay.
what you hold on to will eventually make you sick. In this case, pad you with more weight.
Right, so it really works as far as when you're talking about your diet, when you're talking about your digestion, when you're talking about your balance in general.
It's about
just don't hold on to the
get
emotions.
rid of it. That's your New Year's resolution.
I like that
Okay.
one. I can handle that one.
Cool.
Now let's talk about these supplements.
Please, a couple of things. First of all, as far as supplementing with progesterone, the one I use at the office is this FemGest cream. It is the professional grade. It's progesterone cream.
Okay.
So when you have the low progesterone and you want to raise that to kick up that metabolism in your thyroid, you add a little bit of this, usually about a quarter to a half of a teaspoonful topically. Just rub it on your tummy.
Oh,
bedtime.
like a cream.
Yeah, depending on what's going on, what your age group is, I'll help you dose that. But progesterone supplementation, this is the one that I use. It's called FemGest.
Okay, great.
About a couple of these things.
Okay.
Now, chromium is a mineral in us, and it helps build lean body mass.
Really?
So if you want to tone, chromium is the way to go. Also, it reduces food cravings.
Would you take this synonymously with working out? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Chromium, the whey protein shake, which you've talked about, the whey, it's on the screen. The chromium helps balance the blood sugars, keeps you toned, and keeps you from craving all the sweets. If you're sweet craving, you want some chromium.
And I always ask you, when's the best time to take something like that?
Well, chromium you should take just before a meal. So about a half an hour.
Before a meal?
Before a meal, before I'm there. Very good. Half an hour before food.
Okay.
So before breakfast, a half an hour. Before dinner, once, twice a day, 200 micrograms a couple of times a day does the job.
Great. And is this the same?
This is the iodine.
Okay.
Yeah, we brought some iodine. Now, as I said earlier, please, don't supplement on your own. Make sure somebody's following you when you do iodine supplementation.
Very important tip.
There are some folks who can take too much and kick up your thyroid too high.
And I think we should advise everybody in any of these choices that we're making as far as supplements, you really want to make sure you do everything in moderation with the advice of a professional
good
doctor.
Professional.
Yes.
Like everything else, it's about balance. Do it right. Okay?
Well, thank you so much, Dr.
It's
Faith.
my
As
pleasure.
always, we love to get the skinny on the Slimdown. I love it. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Happy
I love
New
having you
Year.
here. Tell it, Susan, we loved her yesterday.
I will tell
her. It was
her.
a blast.
Thank you.
Now we know how to lose weight naturally. And up next, Kristen tells us what researchers are saying about obesity and alcoholism.